In the middle of the night, there was the sound of pots and pans in the kitchen. The owner of the house got up and came to check on the situation. I thought someone was trying to break into the house. Unexpectedly, Zhao Shizhe had already come in. The pot is standing next to the invisible hand. Rise from the middle ring of the sink. Steady batch. It doesn't seem to be possible to do so with a fishing line sheet. Then it suddenly loses control and falls. The video ends with the owner running away in panic. Pet dogs are suddenly different from tennis courts today, trembling at the bedroom door. It seems that there is something terrifying hidden inside. The dog looked in one direction. He didn't dare to speak out and even retreated. The man simply did not understand the current situation because he couldn't see anything out of the ordinary. Seeing that the dog was frightened, he walked around the bedroom with his camera in hand. Want to let the dog relax and get into the bedroom, but it's not peaceful. The dog only dared to shiver at the door. Went around in the bedroom. Went around in the bedroom. In the middle of the night, there were bursts of thought, and the man was looking for a sense of life, wanting to see if the rats had run in. Finally, what they were looking for appeared at the turn. But it wasn't a mouse, it was a head with glowing eyes. What's even more terrifying, when the monster hid behind the cargo. Its body was nowhere to be found. I saw a terrifying head floating in the air. The video ends when the flying head rushes out from behind the box. What exactly did the photographers go through there? The two cats in the family escaped. The owner of the house pushed open the window. I want to see the second cargo with coal in the yard. I don't know if I don't look at it. Take a look at the next hop. Two cats on the grass are frozen at the same time. A minute passed. The owner of the house has not seen a single movement from them. Is this the cat's bewilderment, or something is wrong? This video was filmed on the edge of Yongmai. Man and friends on swimming vacation. This video was filmed on the edge of Yongmai. Have you noticed the anomaly in the footage? An inexplicable hand, sticking out of the drainage hole on the Yongmai side, but he couldn't see his master in sight. After the photographer became aware of this, attempts were made to show the structure of the opening. It seems to be designed to let the water ash flow into the pool. This is even more proof that the hand will never be the hand of a living person. When you think it's a person, actually it's a donkey. Is it a thing? After a long period of study, the boy wants to go to the basement to play games and relax. When he opened the door, he found that the lights were on, but he knew there shouldn't be anyone down there. So the shooting began. When I opened the door, no one took the lights home. So I'll admit this. If anything, I would change it. so that you can see me now. So that's it. Lower. We'll see. We can see anything. Oh my God. Haven't been to the basement yet. The lights went out suddenly. The boy did not run away, because the game still has to be played. After turning the lights back on, the boy began to search around. Any suspicious existence. I see it. Oh my God. A chair in front of it suddenly slid closer to it, and although it was still very calm, it still knew that it should go upstairs. He's gone, oddly enough. When the boy is about to go to the first floor room, the knocker ring in front of you closes. There seemed to be something trying to stop him from leaving. What's here? I'll open the door for you. Originally, the boy could have escaped, but he was in order to shoot. Push the door open again and ask the caller to close the door. I didn't expect this one. It's really closed. The boy, who finds himself locked up, began to panic and knock on the door for help. And that's the end of the video. A passerby, while crossing the road, a vague figure suddenly appeared out of thin air on the other side. Go in the opposite direction. Oddly enough, this figure only has half an hour left. Halfway there, it disappears from the screen. Except to explain it with ghosts. Do you think there are any other possibilities? Feel free to leave a message at the bottom of the video. The following video was filmed in a kindergarten. Surveillance filmed incredible activity after school. At this time, there was no one in the kindergarten. The door at the entrance to the classroom can be seen being pushed open by the ring. But through the glass, you can't see anyone around. The windows in the observation classroom are closed. It can be basically denied that this is the windfall door blowing open. So is this the ghost doing it? Cameras installed indoors. Caught a bicycle parked against a wall. There's also a humanoid doll next to it. Suddenly, the doll got up and ran quickly. Watch the way the doll moves upright. It doesn't seem to be explained by the fishing line control. So, is it a spirit attached to it? It was mandatory to clock in before leaving work. But the situation is different today. The man worked late hours. It could be that the lights are too bright and affecting something. The appearance of some strange creatures caught the man's attention. But he didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, and he went back to work. The red object on the table slid towards the edge. After skimming the sword from the corner of the eye, the male staff member becomes restless. I can't work with peace of mind anymore. seeing that the man was reluctant to go. The other party is busy again. Even if you can't see each other, the man also knew that something was not right. After getting up, he shot into the air. Then he snatched the door out. This surveillance footage was taken on a rainy night. Let the owner of the house see several times the cold. The courtyard of the first female is extraordinarily calm. Suddenly, the brightness of the sensor light increases. I saw the woman in white on the right side of the picture moving slowly. It's just that the more you look at it, the more wrong it becomes. The blurred figure has no double horns, completely floating in the air. After staying in the picture for a while, disappeared in place. A Tesla owner was also late when he stopped on the side of the road. A strange thing was discovered. You can see that the street outside the car is empty. Not even a ghost. So the pedestrian detected by the car is actually a machine failure. Or is it a spirit? Several men in Mexico were also late in filming a video in an abandoned building, although they didn't encounter anything strange all night. But in fact, the devil is hidden in the details. The footage shows several people advancing through a long, narrow, and dark corridor when they want to turn around and enter the room on the left-hand side to explore. A black figure hid in the darkness ahead, but they completely ignored it. Get ready for work in the morning. When I went out, I saw the car door being opened. The man began to investigate the surveillance. It turned out that it happened around 1 o'clock in the morning. The car door is unlocked for no reason. Then it was lifted open. I believe that this action will be made. It must take a lot of effort. Can it be done by the wind? This period of security surveillance footage at night. The unbelievable was recorded. A vague figure quickly enters the frame from the right side of Chalon. After crossing Chalon, this figure gradually appeared. It was even clearly discernible that it was a man in shorts, but there was no shadow of him on the ground. What do you think the camera is getting? The next video, it was taken on the street near a man's home. He was going out for a walk that night. But walk and walk. Suddenly, the streetlights of the whole street turned out to be marquees. He immediately took out his mobile phone to take pictures of this strange situation. As you can see, the streetlights in the sub seemed to be controlled. He immediately took out his mobile phone to take pictures of this strange situation. In addition, I believe that some viewers have noticed a detail. When the man turned around and was about to take a picture in the other direction, a figure on the ground quickly hid. If that's a friend of the photographer, why should he run away? Is the strange phenomenon of the difficult road lights just a problem with the control system? The night that came in late. The sleeping man suddenly heard someone knocking on the door and begging for a drink. When he arrived at the door, a woman with her head in her arms was found lying on the door. Keep begging the man to let him into the house. For security reasons, he intends to ask about the situation before making plans. However, ugly brother. The woman was bleeding from a head injury. Appearances righteous to ordinary people. Fingernails like a vampire. She said her daughter had been arrested, but all sorts of weird features. Let the man delay opening the door. And the way things go. Also confirmed, she did it wisely. The next second, the woman outside the south seemed to be windy, shouting and banging on the door. I want to force my way into the man's house. However, some viewers who have watched this video said, the woman just put on a holster. Cooperate with the man to act in a play. So what do you think? Eerie, a blogger from Two Worlds on the Japanese Soul Channel. At night, only one person was left to shoot in an abandoned house in the mountains. Have you all noticed? It wasn't long after I entered the house. The camera captures a terrifying figure. Appears on the hillside outside. Because of the light. This figure is difficult to detect, but still being able to see each other. Wearing blue overalls. With your back to the camera. Inside the mountains in the middle of the night. A man stands in a place where there is no end to his strength. When you think about it, you know something is wrong. On the streets of the town, many people parked on the side of the road. Look at strange objects floating in the air. It's people who know it. People know. It looked like an octopus floating in the air. And it's huge. Although there is an opinion that it is just a kite. But how did it achieve a sudden U-turn? The following horror video was filmed in the warehouse. Oh my God. Staff working in the room. I was concentrating on the job at hand. Suddenly, there was a plot behind him. But there should be no one outside the room. Later, he found out the surveillance history. But this investigation only knew. It turns out that this kind of thing has already happened. In the middle of the night, the small cart in the warehouse moved on its own. Ghost must be doing something. A woman cries and complains about finding her boyfriend. Indicates that he is after being caught in pigtails. Get into the room. But she didn't know who the other party was. When her boyfriend heard this, she was furious. Immediately investigated the surveillance footage in the house. The footage shows the woman appearing to be looking for someone. There was no one in the room on the right. Turn around and prepare to enter the opposite room. That's when it happened. His braids flew out of thin air. Then a powerful force dragged the woman into the room. Obviously, the room on the right hides an unseen ghost. But for what purpose did it drag the woman into the room? And what exactly did the woman go through inside? It's scary to think about. Shortly after Kathy was on camera to capture the scene, hurriedly began to investigate the surveillance. You know it now. Why did this video come to light? You can see it by following one of Kathy's reactions. Her hair was flung to the side, and the space under the table is not shown. Someone was hiding behind Kathy. Could it be that the runaway ghost is teasing her? It used to be a KTV venue. As a result of the development of informal services, frequently cut by the police. Eventually, it went out of business. But there are some reasons. In fact, it is said that it was caused by the 0 billion incident. Because of an infatuated man. Infatuated with a drinking daughter scattered into the family wealth. In the end, he chose to go to a dead end in one of the boxes. After that, 9 were mentally distressed. Leads to the occurrence of social events. Let's take a look. The terrifying situation that Qing Ming encountered. Because in the story, I really don't know. Where the hell is it? Box. So I'm looking for a toilet here. You see, in fact, the dynamics are a lot the same, so the dynamics are very strong. Hello, audience friends. I would like to ask, before in this place, it's me who heard it. Wait for that person. Will you touch it again like this? Everyone, please ask if the date in your heart is very big now. If yes, please touch it. Thank you. Thank you very much for him. Again, I'm going to ask for advice. This is... When communicating, a black shadow is in the room where the camera is located. It's been an unreasonable angle. It seems to be a human head, but there is no military attaché above. Do you think he could be the spirit of the drinker? Liz is a single woman who lives alone. Lately, she seems to have been entangled in something from the Yin sword. It was late at night in politics. Liz records a video of her singing for her mother in her bedroom. I... When the pole chapter is close to the door, a black hand leans on the glass panel of the wooden door. However, Yang Place, there was no one outside the stage. The only one worth mentioning. Only the red dress on the ground. Suddenly, it rises and flies away. Maybe it was Leith who opened the door. I greeted it. The other party began to come to the door frequently. The following night, Leith prepares to fall asleep. The monster reappeared. The mysterious black hand did not go to wash. The situation is still the same after the door is opened. But this time, Leith prepares to go back to bed and sleep. Something was pulling his window sheet in the bedroom, but he searched everywhere and found nothing. When Leith encounters the same strange thing for the third time, he decided to ignore the knock on the door. See if it disappears automatically. See an object sliding on the table. and the hand outside the door. Lizzie immediately decided to pack her bags and go to her mother's house to sponsor for a week. But so far he has not been able to rush back. On a beach in Turkey, Scott discovers 2 abandoned cruise ships. The video he took with his mobile phone for this was pointed out by netizens that there was an abnormal situation. Look closely. Search on the right side of the rusty cruise ship. There was a black humanoid walking around inside. But a completely abandoned cruise ship should not have people. There is no access to it. So could this figure be a ghost? Carlos, who lives alone. House after cruise. He didn't want to cling to the end. He didn't think much of it at first. But soon he knew he was afraid. I don't know. Now things. 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 Look, my house is only in my father's house. I feel like these things are in my house. Oh my God, these things are in my father's house. I need someone to help me. Things are falling all over the house. When you walk out of the door, you can see that the purpose is right in front of you. This may be the problem. Intellectual netizen Fernando is a night guard. Late one night, the alert that was triggered caught his attention. After reviewing the monitoring records, Fernando was terrified. Unusual targets for departure alerts. After passing through the fence, it appears to be in human form. Fernando is sure. He's certainly not a drop of water or an insect. The lens is located above the siren, so it's definitely not a problem. Fernando said, "This is not the first time this has happened." He was convinced that the camera had captured a supernatural entity. Argentine man Gianita was found in the middle of the night after being awakened by the morning. The children's electronic toys in the living room started on their own. Without saying a word, Janita threw her bike out the door. And yet the oddities continue. A few days later in the evening, Janita was awakened by a knock on the door. See. Look, listen. Point one. If you think I'm going to be scared, close the door. Open the door. Can you eat me? Point 2. If you like to open the door, close the door. Yes, it is possible to clean up the goods. He was leisurely watching a movie on the couch. Mira immediately turned her head to look at the bathroom, because the bathroom door was still closed the last moment. Oh my God! I can't forget. Please go away. Please go away. You're not wanted. Go away. Anyone is leaving. Scared the hell out of me. I was really scared. I'm so scared right now. Please leave. He can't leave. It's like a child, a children's version of the drama car on the ground. Will it be his goal? We're going to him. We're going to him. The landlord found a piece of paper with a picture of a person under the window. Fold quickly and tuck into your pocket. The look was abusive and panicked. The man was unknown, so he shifted the camera to a different corner. At this moment, a dark shadow emerged from the ground. After passing by his feet, he disappeared under the table. Faced with the man's cross-examination, the landlord's know-it-all seems to be masking a serious problem. There is no suspense. A terrifying dark shadow and a portrait under the bed. All of them indicate that there is something wrong with this house. Doss is a nurse. Recently, he went to work in the Lee family's hospital haunted by ghosts. On duty the next night, he and his fellow witnesses to this rumor. Yeah. The electronic door opens and closes automatically. A black shadow that appears to be on the lower half of a human body walked behind a glass door, but suddenly it disappeared again. The incident took place at noon at a telecommunications company in the United States. Lewis explained, while he was being texted by his manager about sales updates. He noticed that the remote control on the table suddenly moved. Although there were salespeople and customers around, no one was approaching at the time. Lewis pulled up this video from the surveillance camera. It seemed that the remote control was pressed for no apparent reason. He said in the video, "I quickly checked under the table. Then I immediately told another colleague what I had just seen. But they didn't believe me. To this day, no one knows what causes this phenomenon." October 2023, a user shared on Instagram a clip of him saying goodbye to his deceased mother. This incident took place by a peaceful lake. She was scattering her mother's ashes. You can see a man scattering ashes from a box into the lake. Afterwards, the ashes seemed to form a love list on the water surface. This unexpected scene surprised the family and friends present. This incident also sparked a discussion about whether life after death exists in other ways. Although some people attribute this journey to water flow or accidental phenomena, but the emotional impact of those who witnessed this incident at that moment is undeniable. This video is said to have been shot somewhere in our country. A human figure. It seemed to appear above the clouds in the sky. As early as 2015, similar wonders have appeared in Jiangxi and other places. Witnesses said they saw the entire city seem to be suspended in the clouds. Among them were towering skyscrapers and unique city views. It disappeared without a trace a moment later. The video quickly became an internet sensation. It has been viewed over 4.1 million times on YouTube alone. Experts call this optical illusion of phantasmagoria. This type of marine seepage distorts and magnifies images such as cliffs and buildings, creating complex illusions resembling castles or cities. Although there is a scientific explanation, but some people still believe that this is a parallel universe, or the influence of other dimensions. For Sunday on October 22nd, 23rd, something like that. It is close to my 38th birthday. And I am starting this tape with a script or with any reorganization of what I want to say. When he was 6 years old, his parents chose to divorce. He and his sisters had to move in with their grandmother. Many people say that Derek is a smart kid, but even at such a young age, his behavior was shocking. He liked to take photos of his sister's body, and this behavior was not until his grandmother stopped him, and even encouraged him to do so. This also made Derek's psychology more and more distorted. After this, he did something even more outrageous. He would blackmail his sisters into doing something inappropriate. His grandmother did not intervene during this period. Derek graduated from high school in 1964 and joined the Marine Corps. Served as a radar electronics technician in the Vietnam War. During his service, he was diagnosed with schizotypal personality disorder. Personality disorder is a disease characterized by lack of interest in society and emotional flatness. People with this disorder are usually more autistic. and lacked interest in most things. Afterwards, Drake received psychotherapy and was discharged in 1971. After discharge, he moved to Sunny Side and joined the Sheepy City commune in Jujin Mountain. After all this, he also entered the final chapter of his life. A few years later, Derek settled on a farm in Northern California. Here he met his wife, Claire Lynn. In 1981, Drake met two other friends, Charles and another former Marine. Together, they became the most brutal group in history. In 1984, Drake rented a cabin near Wilsonville and built a dungeon next to it. It is speculated that, at this time, they had killed many people here. Over the next year, they committed a series of torture and murders. These did not satisfy their perverted desires. They then did even more horrible things to their victims. This is one of the victims, Brenda. Her husband and their son kidnapped from their homes to this dungeon. They then murdered Brenda's husband and children, but they let Brenda live. On June 2, 1985, Charles attempted to steal from a hardware store. After being arrested, the police found the driver's license he used. It was a missing person from a few weeks ago. After the matter was exposed, Drake took the simplest way to end his life. He swallowed a love pill sewn into his clothes and died 4 days later. The police found the cabin where they committed the crime through the Drake car registry, where they found a dungeon and a makeshift cemetery. About 40 human remains were found inside. Police also found a drawn map. 2 large barrels were found underground at the map mark. One contained a series of identification documents and personal items. The other contained Drake's diary and videotapes documenting the torture of the victims. Another accomplice was also arrested in Canada shortly afterwards. He was extradited to California for trial in 1991. Although he was present during the murder, he was not actually involved. He was only responsible for holding the camera and recording. He was eventually sentenced to death. Currently, he is still on death row in Shinkuin Yinzhou prison. There is no confirmed execution diary. Recently, many people around the world have witnessed UFOs. This strange phenomenon is becoming more and more frequent. For example, a few months ago, many residents of Iran witnessed and recorded. This green UFO flew over different parts of their city. Just this week, an Indian netizen posted a video. Showing a green halo hovering above the highway and glowing. This object is similar to the one photographed in Iran not long ago. So, is this some kind of new drone? Or is it a visitor from outer space? This video also appeared on the internet recently. Above the boat dock in the evening, a strange object was hovering, also causing excitement and surprise among onlookers. A man was observing through binoculars, while his friend was filming the object with his mobile phone. Oh my God! This is not a plane. This is not a plane. You can hear a lot of people on the boat yelling. Say, what is this? This is a UFO. What is this? Oh yeah. What is this? Next is a boy outside his house. When looking at the sky during a thunderstorm, suddenly something strange appeared in the sky. It seemed to be a red chicken light, slowly moving through the clouds in the sky. This also makes it look creepy. This footage was taken in Chengdu, my country, on August 18th. Around 7:30 p.m., 7 suns appeared in the sky. Some people think it is light, the illusion caused by refraction through the window glass. But some people see it from different angles. The same scene was filmed. Not long ago, a video of darkness swallowing appeared on the internet. The whole sky. The photographer immediately recorded it with his mobile phone. What is this? It seems that there is a dark shadow moving rapidly, covering the entire sky, turning the day into complete darkness. If you look closely, you will find that the clouds in the sky are moving slowly from right to left. This shows that this is not a cloud. Then you will find, so what is it that can block all the light? Is it the shadow under the nearby mountain? Or is it a huge spaceship? What do you think is the reason behind it? There are many scary videos on the internet. You will enjoy it all night long. Put away your curiosity. Prepare a few more pants before watching. Remember that pants are consumables here. The first exosphere. I believe many viewers have seen this segment. The video released by NAS in 2012. The object that appeared near the sun at that time. It is called by many people. It is a mysterious object the size of a planet. It is absorbing energy from the surface of the sun. Before we figure it out, what is this guy about? Recently, there is another video like this on the internet. It looks like the guy from 10 years ago. It is like he is back here again. Let us take a look first. The video they filmed at the time. We use the Earth as a reference for comparison. It can be concluded that this guy is about the size of 3 to 4 Earths. Some viewers think it may be even larger. It does not look very obvious compared to the video shot in 2012. It needs to be carefully observed. This is what many netizens have speculated. Perhaps the NAS staff at that time did not see this guy appear, so they released this video. In 1970, a scientific expedition team consisting of 5 Germans entered Africa. It is said that the purpose of their arrival here this time is to study the origin of mankind, to explore the evolution of species. In this scientific expedition team, there is also one of the most famous German photojournalists at the time, Ralph Wasson. He was mainly responsible for recording and filming during this scientific expedition. But the most incredible thing is, these videos they shot at the time, the wizard-like figure in the picture, standing in the fire circle and starting to dance. He kept talking. It seemed like he was chanting a spell. Then something amazing happened. His legs slowly left the bottom. His body was suspended in the air. After a while, he slowly fell to the ground again. He repeated the whole process several times before it ended. The following video is even more amazing. The wizard sat alone in an open space. Then he started to mutter something. At this moment, something strange happened. The bonfire in front of the wizard began to slowly rise into the air until it disappeared into the night sky. It looked incredible. Is this magic or a lost magic trick? The camera shows a driver is driving on a dark country road. However, a mysterious bright ball in front of him raises the encounter to a level of creepiness. Although we often see these spheres, and some surveillance cameras have recorded them, but this is the first time that we have seen them up close with people. the driver explained. When I replayed the video, I was terrified because I knew I was the only person on the road. Although some people claim it is the taillight of a motorcycle. But slow down the video as the sphere gets closer. You will find nothing in front of you. This can be some kind of vehicle. The taillights can be that big. No matter what, this glowing sphere is full of mystery. This footage was taken on April 8, 2024. It was recorded during the Japanese incident. There are also some videos shot from different angles. It seems that these things do not belong to this planet. I don't understand. Some people think it's a meteor falling from the sky. Others believe it was created by humans, some kind of high-tech product. So what do you think it could be? In the state of Texas, USA, someone clearly recorded a strange object. This thing looks like a ship and is moving across the sky at a very fast speed. The camera was able to clearly capture its shape and details. The person who filmed it did not notice the object at the time. It was only later discovered by replaying the video. At the same time, someone at another location also filmed a mysterious object in the sky. According to eyewitnesses, the object was not a cloud. It rose in a straight line at an extremely fast speed and quickly moved to another location within 1 second. This flying speed is beyond our comprehension. Perhaps they're from a more advanced civilization outside the Earth. These events are not over yet. A satellite map of Antarctica has attracted widespread attention again. This image shows a huge disk. It seems to be hidden under the ice and snow. If we zoom in on the disk, we can see the details of the object. It looks like some kind of metal object. Another location on Google Maps also attracted people's attention. People have different opinions on this discovery. People hold different opinions. Some people think it is a prank. Others believe that this may involve a strange creature that lives in the depths of the Antarctic Ocean. This is a marine creature called a ninjen. According to eyewitness reports from fishermen, they live in the Pacific Ocean in Antarctica. This giant whale-like marine creature was discovered by a fisherman in 1990. Its size ranges from 30 to 90 meters. Unlike ordinary whales, they have a human-like structure. They have parts similar to arms and legs, and huge eyes and mouths. These creatures usually stick their bodies out of the water. There are some rumors that, long ago, Japan reported the incident. However, some people pointed out that Japan deliberately hid all evidence. There are some theories that Ningen may have the ability to produce rare compounds and have medicinal value. Of course, this statement is just a sham. One video shows, on an expedition ship in Antarctica, someone photographed a strange flying object in the sky. Someone also pointed out, this may be a computer-generated image. Others are convinced that this is real. This evidence also raises questions about whether there are extraterrestrial civilizations guarding certain areas of Antarctica. These areas may be the biggest secrets on Earth. On December 29, 2023, a bizarre incident occurred in the sky of Switzerland. A user captured a strange light in the sky. The light was hovering in the clouds and was surrounded by a strange light. It looked like a door to an unknown area. Some comments suggest that this may be related to the European Box Research Center. The research center conducts particle collision experiments and black hole research. Others believe that this may be a special effects scene created by computer. In this short film, two boys noticed during a lightning storm. A green laser beam was shooting down from the sky. They recorded a video. Hopefully they can capture this mysterious phenomenon again. One of them came up with an explanation that it could be a laser pointer or spotlight shooting up from the ground. However, after carefully watching the video in reverse, you will find that the laser cannot move over a large range on the ground. This means that the green light may indeed come from the sky. The video clip is very short. It is also impossible to get more accurate information. This video shows a bright object appears behind a cloud. In another video, a woman in her car sees a large black ring hidden in the clouds in the sky. This reminds me of the sci-fi movies where alien spacecraft are hidden in the still clouds above. So, what do you think these strange objects are? Some people were driving along the highway. One of them noticed a strange black object moving in the sky. It can be seen that this object looks like a thief's body and can move continuously and quickly. Some people think it could be a kite, but kites are usually fixed to the ground or do not move continuously in the air when there are human hands, or even through clouds. Some people have commented that it could be something called an aerial dolphin. It is said to be a secret weapon designed to shoot down aircraft. However, no information about this object can be found on the internet. For some science fiction fans, this video is very realistic, but we must admit that although it looks really cool, but this is a special effect created by computer.